Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Good to see you. I hope you're having a great Thursday night or Friday, like I am here. It is Friday lunchtime down here in Melbourne, Australia. Um, yeah, Melbourne, Australia lunchtime. Let me just get rid of this. All right. Good to see you. Hey, Betty C. Good to see you, my friend. LMS, Sean, Marlene, Mr. Dan Yee's here. Wendy R. Nana Lana, Marilyn Landis. Good to see you. Danny gifted a membership. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate that. It's very kind. Mr. James Avery is here. Mr. DJ. Who else? That's it. That's it for now. I'm sure more people will rock up when they realize, oh my god, it's not midnight. They'll figure it out. Hey, Lindy, good to see you. All right. Cojocari. This particular case, I think we've spoken about several times, but if you don't remember this, Madalina Cojocari was a young girl last seen on surveillance video getting off a school bus outside her Cornelius, North Carolina home on November 21st, 2022, and has never been seen again. She was reported to be missing to her school. She was reported missing. She was reported to be missing to the school on December 15, 2022. Her parents were reported last seeing her on November 23rd, 2022. This whole thing is just the most whack thing. Like, I don't know any parents that are like, oh yeah, maybe I saw my child on like the third week of November. Could have been the second week of November. You know, like little girls, they come and go from the house. They treat it like a hotel. No, I don't think that's what happened. Here, I'll show you. This is from the FBI. Let me take you to the FBI. Here's a photo of Madalina right here, Miss Cojocari. And to this day, no one has been arrested. Well, they sort of have. Sort of. Her mother and her mother's boyfriend were arrested. Sort of. It was sort of like for not reporting a child to be missing. It's not related to her disappearance as such. But these new details came out a few days ago about her, and it sort of gives you more questions than answers. When you hear some of this, you're going to go, "Oh, what? This doesn't sound like 100% right." They're saying here, a disappearance of Madalina Cojocari. New warrants reveal more details about what police have discovered in their investigation. And in these warrants that they were able to get from police, they said newly obtained search warrants connected to the disappearance of Madalina Cojocari reveal that at least early on, the investigation centered around believed sexual exploitation of a minor. Further warrants also unveiled more information about what investigators found as they began digging. They say the warrants were obtained by WCNC Charlotte. Also reveal that in the days after she was last seen, her mattress, clothing, Halloween costume, and family photos were burned in a fire pit outside a Cornelius home. The warrants say also carpet from the home's upstairs spare bedroom was also burned. Yeah, that doesn't sound suspicious at all. Not like someone trying to get rid of evidence. Madalina's stepfather, Christopher, said that during his trial in May of last year, that Madalina's mother, Diana, was burning things more often during that time. Yeah, I'm always going to Mrs. Ping. I'm like, You seem to be burning a lot more things at the moment. What's going on with you? Do we need to get you some professional help? You are starting a lot more fires, in and around the home. I sense that something is wrong. Do you need some sort of counseling? I, who does that? I mean, I know there's people that have fire pits and they do, burn burn trash and things like that, but not your daughter's Halloween costume, carpet, a mattress, and other items related to your missing daughter. That doesn't sound right at all. They say here, he said here, I would go up to the fire pit and I saw that there were things that were unburnable, like stainless steel mugs and closet racks, all kinds of metal things being burned in the fire pit. This is according to what he said on the stand in trial. There was quite a few items in there. It was sort of smoldering, and I believe I went up there the next day and all those items were gone. Even the ashes were cleaned out. Oh yeah. You knew nothing about it, right? Warrants also reveal that Diana paid a priest in Moldova a combined $4,000 in the weeks after her disappearance, before and after talking with him by phone for more than 10 minutes. Yeah, that she now is out of the country. She's not in the USA anymore, and I believe she is in Moldova. So she jumped as soon as she got released from custody. She took off from the USA. Which is not suspicious at all. Never. That's a normal reaction. They're saying here WCNC Charlotte looked at a group of new warrants on January 22nd, 2025, which revealed more details about what police look for when they searched the Palmida house in December 2022. One warrant showed that the police swabbed stains in several areas from a light switch to the carpet in a bedroom. Another warrant focused on digital evidence indicated that Diana's cousin was interviewed by Moldovan authorities. The warrant says Diana messaged her cousin on December 2nd, 2022, saying she needed to speak with him urgently. She signed the message from herself and Madalina. However, Diana told police she last saw her daughter on November 23rd. So why would she sign a message to her cousin overseas from her and her daughter if she hasn't seen her daughter in like a week and a half? So Diana and her cousin reportedly spoke for about 2 hours on WhatsApp. The PD says the department believes Madalina is still alive. They say someone is still out there that has a bit of information as to what happened to her and to where she is. I think Diana possibly has that information. Very likely that Diana does have that information. Apparently, the State Bureau of Investigation warrant shows investigators seized a phone in late December 2022. Analysis of that device identified a Discord account with 37 unread messages. Investigators believe this account belonged to the missing minor child. That same warrant, filed in January 2023, noted this investigation involves the believed sexual exploitation of minor child victim. Interesting, right? Was there something in those messages? Was somebody sending something? Was there some sort of hint in those messages or that correspondence on Discord? Was Madalina telling someone about what was happening to her? That could be it. Yeah, so what they ended up getting the mother on was that she never ended up reporting her daughter missing. And that's what they tried to eventually get her on. But she's out of jail. She's out of the country now. Yeah. Homeland Security investigators confirmed that Diana was out of the country last September. It's still not known when she left the US. She was officially named a suspect in her daughter's disappearance for the first time last July. She was released from jail in May of 2024, last year, one day after pleading guilty to failing to report her daughter's disappearance. They're saying neither Diana nor Palmita have ever been charged with anything other than failure to report her disappearance. As of now, Diana is free and clear of any charges. However, Cornelius police told WCNC Charlotte that everything is still on the table. They say, we wanted a resolution to this case early on, like everybody else in the community, and we have stayed on that course. We always said from the very start that our goal was to find Madalina, and we are not going to stop until we do. So, hmm, hmm. It gives you two different scenarios, right? It's almost like someone's covering up a murder, and then it feels like someone smuggled a child overseas, possibly to Moldova. It gives you two different things in the evidence here. I'll play the.
Tonight, our team has obtained even more unsealed warrants in the Madalina Cojocari case, and it's revealing some new details in this investigation to find the missing Cornelius girl. After getting our hands on these unsealed warrants, WCNC Charlotte's Julia Kaufman went to the Cornelius Police Department for answers.
It's been over 2 years since Madalina Cojocari was officially reported missing, and the Cornelius Police Department is still searching for her, still hanging this sign outside the agency. I spoke with the deputy chief just hours ago. She tells me this case will not go cold, and as for leads, nothing is off the table.
We believe Madalina is alive.
Cornelius Police Deputy Chief Jennifer Thompson says the department doesn't have much to go off of right now to find Madalina, but they work the case daily.
Someone is still out there that has the bit of information as to what happened to her and to where she is. And, I think Diana possibly has that information.
Madalina's mother, Diana Cojocari, is a suspect, but she's now in her home country of Moldova after serving time for failing to report Madalina missing.
We would have liked for her to have stayed here and helped us find her daughter.
Warrants recently unsealed revealed Diana messaged her cousin on December 2nd, 2022, saying she needed to speak with him urgently. She signed the message from herself and Madalina, but Diana told police she last saw Madalina on November 23rd.
This mother never reported her missing. I know it's been said that she waited 3 weeks. It was a school system and the SRO that reported her missing, not her mother.
Just last week, WCNC Charlotte uncovered that detectives, at least at the beginning of the investigation, believed this was a sexual exploitation case.
We have not taken anything off of the table.
Plus, warrants show several items were burned in a fire pit at the home, including Madalina's clothes and the spare bedroom carpet. Days later, detectives swabbed several areas of the home, including stained bedroom carpets.
We did submit various items to the crime lab for forensic evidence, but I can't go into detail about what those reports showed.
Thompson is urging anyone that has spoken to Diana or Madalina Cojocari over the last several years to please contact the department with any details you may have. You may think it's minor, but Thompson says it could be something that helps the case.
So it seems like the crazy in the Cojocari case just never ends. We just continue to get more twists and turns and conflicting information. I was sitting here this morning trying to figure out, why would you burn all those items if your child is alive and you've shipped them off to another country to hide them from whatever, maybe child exploitation, maybe. Why would you do that? It's very odd. Unless, are you covering up for the stepfather? Did he hurt her, and then she found out, and she's like, "Well, I got to get my child away from here." I don't know, but it's very interesting that authorities, after testing those samples that they could find from the home, still believe that Madalina is alive. If they thought that she had been murdered and killed in that home, they would say they're looking for a body. So it is a little odd. Betty C said, "Who leaves the country when your daughter is missing? A woman who knows where her daughter is." That's who. A woman who knows exactly where the child is located. probably in Moldova, is what I'm thinking. That's what I reckon. If that is the story, that she somehow smuggled her out of the country, then and like sent her to live with a cousin overseas, you know, that seems like a reasonable, hypothesis. Sample's probably not blood. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing, that they didn't come back as any type of body fluid. Sean said she had a Discord account, they believe. Do young kids use Discord? Yeah, I think so. They tend to use it. A lot of some education kind of things make you use it for classes, especially during the pandemic. They made children sign into these type of social chat places to be able to study or voice chat or work on projects together. So I would not be surprised if that's why she was in Discord. Rachel said, "Sounds like she could have been she could have taken her out of the country, maybe, or she got someone else to take her out of the country. 3 weeks is not a huge amount of time, and you would think Homeland Security would know if she left the country during that 3-week period. But I haven't seen anything that says that they do know that. I haven't seen anything that says Homeland Security knows she left the USA. Here, let me take you back. This is another one from WCNC. Yeah, it's from North Carolina. Let me take you back. Yeah, let me take you back to this old video. It might give you a little bit more insight and to the beginning bit.
Marks 2 years since the young girl was last seen getting off her school bus in Cornelius. And it wasn't until weeks after this video was taken that Madalina's parents reported her missing to police.
This led to those parents' arrests, who both spent time in jail for their handling of her disappearance. It is a case that continues to raise questions as the search goes on for Madalina.
Now, this story weighs heavily on the community in Cornelius and beyond. So, of course, we know today's anniversary hits hard for many folks. WCNC Charlotte's Jesse Pear has been working on this story since we learned of Madalina's disappearance. So, Jesse, you sat down with the Cornelius police chief. What did he have to say tonight?
Well, Police Chief David Bokum tells me that the search for Madalina Cojocari is far from over, and he says this will not turn into a cold case. He adds investigators have dedicated thousands of hours to this case, and despite the passage of 2 years since her disappearance, the police remains committed to finding her. 2 years later, the whereabouts of Madalina Cojocari remain a mystery.
We really have mixed emotions. When this case first started 2 years ago, none of us thought we would be here today.
Still searching for the Cornelius girl last seen here getting off the school bus in November of 2022. Thursday, the Cornelius police sharing these photos marking the day. Madalina's mother, Diana Cojocari, pled guilty to failing to report her daughter missing, spent almost a year and a half behind bars for it, and has been named a suspect in the case. Diana has also been confirmed to be out of the country. 2 years later, still many unanswered questions.
We feel like that Diana has some of those answers. We made every effort we could to make contact with her after release. We did several interviews, and we still weren't able to determine where Madalina was based on those. And then she made the decision to go to her home country.
Chief David Bokum says Diana maintains not to know where Madalina is, and says there are no record that Madalina left or was taken out of the country.
As far as we know, she's still here in the United States.
And investigators believe Madalina is alive.
So we found no evidence that would lead us to believe that she is deceased.
Madalina's stepfather, Christopher Palmer, was found guilty of the same crime. A jury taking less than 30 minutes to deliver that verdict.
So I found some information that I must have forgotten about the mum. So the mum was in the USA on a green card. So I don't know if that influenced her decision to go back to Moldova. But it says here, public defenders changed Diana's plea to guilty on Monday. This was a while ago. She is entitled to 521 days or 17 months and 4 days of credit upon any sentence of imprisonment, and she may be deported back to her home country of Moldova. Cojocari is currently in the US on a green card. So that was when she changed her plea for that failure to report her daughter missing. Yeah, and then it says down here, Diana told school officials and the Cornelius PD she hadn't seen her daughter since she went to her bedroom on the night of November 23, 2022 at around 10 p.m. after she and her partner got into an argument according to court documents. They say Palmita said that on November 24th, 2022, he drove to his relative's home in Michigan to recover some items after an argument with his wife. Diana apparently went into her daughter's room around 11:30 a.m. that morning to discover that the 11-year-old was gone, according to an affidavit. When Palmita returned to the Cornelius home on November 26, Diana apparently asked him where their daughter was. He allegedly asked her the same question in return. How dumb do you think we are? Like, I don't know any parents that would be like, you know what I'm going to do? My daughter is missing. I'm going to wait like 2 days. I'm not going to talk to my husband at all while he's not at home and my daughter is missing. I'm just going to sit here. And then when he comes back, when he drives in that driveway, I'm going to ask him where my daughter is. I don't think so. I think if a child was missing, parents would be talking to each other within minutes. We have these really cool devices, these black rectangles that talk to other people. And you can talk to them, you'll get a reply. You can send a message, and sometimes people reply in like under a minute. The fascinating technology, these square black rectangles, whatever they're called. Oh, a cell phone. That's right, cell phone. Yeah. We have those. It's not the 1980s. You don't need to carry a car phone with you that weighs 40 pounds. Everyone has a cell phone in their pocket. I don't believe she just sat on the couch and just waited for him and was like, well, when he gets back here, I hope he has the answers to where my daughter is. That just sounds unbelievable. They say soon after reporting Madalina missing last year, her parents penned a handwritten note expressing their concern for the missing 11-year-old, which CPT shared with the public on December 22nd. Both parents ended up being arrested for failing to report a missing child. Palmita was released in August after posting bond, while Diana remained in custody until she changed her plea. And here's this letter. It's a heartfelt letter, everyone. Super heartfelt. Super heartfelt. Super factual. Many facts. It says here, we as a family are devastated and absolutely heartbroken to learn that Madalina is missing. You sure about that? They say we love Madalina and are shocked by these circumstances. Yes. Sounds very clinical. This is something no child or family should ever have to endure. Did you get that from a Hallmark card? Because that's where it sounds like you got it from. Our family is doing everything we know to do to support the efforts to find Madalina and bring her home. You sure about the word everything? Do you know its meaning? Because police are pretty sure that you know where she is, and by everything would mean you tell them where your daughter is. They say we are and continue to have hope and positivity of not being caught. I'm sorry, I added that bit. It just says we are and continue to have hope and positivity in this difficult time and pray that she is found safe very soon. You could find her tomorrow if you wanted to. All you have to do is tell people. They say we know and greatly appreciate that the community, that the local, state, and national and online communities have come together online communities often come together, just not in the ways you think, to share something and offer positive support. That's what happens when people come together. Often it's a very positive support. Hold prayer vigils and support law enforcement. Yes, support law enforcement. Everyone should do that. And are doing everything possible to find and bring Madalina safely home. We are also appreciative of all the efforts and endless hours and boots on the ground of the local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies involved with the same goal. Your handwriting's terrible. They say Madalina is a beautiful, smart, kind, and loving 11-year-old girl with greatness in her future. I would have just thought she just, has safety in her future as long as you find her. I don't know about greatness, but possibly. They say we are desperate to find her. Are you sure? I'm concerned about your using of words and not understanding the meaning of them. She said she needs all our help. Again, I think you're misunderstanding the meaning of words. We ask for your continued positive support in sharing far and wide the posters and pictures of Madalina, even to Moldova. Each and every share may be one step closer to finding her. I don't think so. I think you've hidden her pretty well. You believe you believe you have seen if you believe you have seen Madalina or have any information related to her whereabouts, please contact your local law enforcement. Take your own advice. Your local law enforcement agency or the Cornelius NC Police Department, and please come forward with this information. Anything may help. Yes. Our family would like to express sincere gratitude to each and every one of you for your support. Our family will continue to do everything we know. Again, the meaning of words seems to escape you. And learn to something Madalina's safe return. Okay. And the end says blessings. Of course it does. Very blessed to come together. All right. It's strange. Very strange. It is a very odd note. Rachel said, I'm sad this girl may never be found. They should be able to find her. Apparently the cops think she is alive. They believe she's alive. So are we looking for a body? Is this a recovery operation, or is this is this a search and rescue, or is this a recovery operation? It's extremely confusing. Moldova does not extradite. Is that true, Danny? They don't have an extradition treaty with the USA? Hold on. Moldova. Yeah, no, Moldova and the US do not have an extradition treaty. This means the US cannot extradite people from Moldova without a court order based on other legal grounds. Interesting. The Moldovan constitution does not allow the extradition of its own citizens. Extradition is only possible if the US and another country have a bilateral treaty that specifies which crimes you are able to be extradited for. The US has signed extradition treaties with over 100 countries, but not Moldova or Moldova. So, yes, she's perfectly safe in that country. They just really can't do anything. They can't get her at all. It's very similar to the one that happened in Australia. There was the Easy Street murderer. He fled Australia after being interviewed by police in relation to a double homicide. He went to Italy, and Italy has a no extradition for murder after 10 years. They consider it to be a dead case. Like, you can't pursue it after a decade. Basically, the statute of limitation has run out in Italy's eyes. Greece's eyes, sorry, in Greece. So they had to wait for him to leave Greece and head to Italy. And when he crossed the border, then he got picked up. And as soon as he went over that border, Interpol lit up like a Christmas tree and grabbed him. That's probably what would have to happen here. Is she would have to leave Moldova and then hit a country that does have or will work with the USA or Interpol. So that's what would have to happen. Says Eastern Europe. No, her dad is American. Hey Natasha, how are you? It's in Eastern Europe, right? Hold on, I can show you on a map. Let's play Maps with Ping. Yeah, let's show Maps with Ping. It's a tiny little country next to Romania and it's wedged between Romania and the Ukraine. So if you know where the Ukraine is right now with the war and all that, it's just on the edge of the Ukraine and it's between them and Romania. So here I can show you. So there's the Ukraine, there's Moldova, and there's Romania. There's this little tiny piece of land in between both of them. Although the Ukraine is very reliant on USA help right now. If someone put in a call and was like, hey, there's a missing girl and her mum's over in Moldova, you might get lucky. I don't know. Blaze says, just noticed you were on, so I have to go back and watch. Hey, Blaze, how are you? Hey, Glitter. Yeah, we're on early tonight. Yeah, Glitter is enjoying her blanket. She likes it. So she wanted to say thank you to everyone who helped out with that. Actually, I can read out the... actually, I don't have the super chat people. The people who did the super chats, I really appreciate it. I don't have your names on the screen. And the people who sent in the PayPal to help with the cost of that, I appreciate it. Because the way we did it was she created a like sort of one of those wish list type things on Amazon, and then I was able to pick it and pay for it. The sucky thing was the Australian dollar is so weak right now that whatever the price was, which I won't mention on here, but whatever the price was, it was like double for me because the Australian dollar is worth nothing right now. Hold on. Yeah, it's worth like piss all right now. Yeah, if you... No. We want to do this. Yeah, here you go. So 1 Australian dollar equals 62 US cents. 1 US dollar equals 1.5 Australian dollars. And then you got like your Amazon fees and stuff like that. So yeah, very, very annoying. Hold on, let's switch it the other way. Yeah, so there you go. You guys can see, yeah, the stupid dollar right now is messed up in Australia. It's good the other way when I get paid the other way, but it's just not good in buying stuff in the US right now. No, I'm alright. I'm alright. Thank you though. No, I just wanted to show you like the dollar's crap right now. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I just forgotten because everything I do is like everything with YouTube and all that. It's all based on US dollars, all of it. So I haven't bought anything from the US directly in a long time. It was a bit of a shock. Wendy R says, "Isn't it crazy how money value does not transfer straight over?" Yeah, it's weird, right? Yeah, I hope it's nice and warm. Blaze says, "Wow, the currency is way off." Yeah, the Australian dollar has crashed for some reason. Glitter says, "Never was so happy for a blanket." Yeah, can I show them a photo, or you don't want to? If you want me to, I can. If you don't want to, that's okay too. It's really pretty. If I can go here. If I can go here. All right. All right, I can show a photo. Yeah, I'll just show you one. And this is actually glitter. I'm going to show you. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So it's this like lovely pink color that she likes. So and it's like super fluffy. So there you go. Very pink, much fluffy, much warm. Don't show Mrs. Pink because she'll want one. I haven't shown her the photo because I know as soon as she'd see that, she'd be like, "Oh my god, it's so pink and fluffy! I want it." And she'd be like, I want one too." Yeah. I'm glad it's helping you out a bit. I'm glad it's helping you out. I mean, like I said, the people here have helped me out so much over the years that it would be, remiss of me not to help when I can. Yeah, it's soft and fuzzy. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't have it. Yeah, that's right. All right, let's get out of here. All right. Glad you're happy. I'm sorry it took so long for Amazon to get out to you. I was watching it all day. I was like, hurry up, Amazon. And they rocked up really late, like super late. It must have been like 7 p.m. Something like that. 5 p.m., 7 p.m., something like that, where glitter is located. All right. So that's the latest on Madalina Cojocari. This little girl would be great. It'd be a really good. Stay connected. Get FBI email alerts. I'm concerned it's some sort of like investigation tool. And if you press subscribe, they track you or they break into your email. I'm just going to get rid of that. Yeah, so there you go. Madalina Cojocari. Very, very, very pretty young girl. She deserves to have a normal life and not a life on the run. But if her mum did get her to Moldova, there's no extradition treaty. So who's going to care if there's a young girl that looks very suspiciously like her missing daughter? I don't think anyone's going to care over there. So maybe that's her new life. Maybe that's her new life is living in Moldova and not the USA. They are tracking it already. Glitter says, I remember when Madalina case happened. Yeah, the evidence is so weird though. It really does. If you look at it from a distance, it looks like a murder case. It really does. The burning of things, the cutting out carpet, the burning of her Halloween costume, the burning of personal items of Madalina's. That all is like what killers do after murdering someone to try to get rid of blood evidence. Like we've seen it before, 100 million times before. So it's very odd to do that. But then the police are like, oh no, we believe she is alive. It's odd. It's staged, but for what reason? Yeah, that's what I don't get. Like, for what reason would you stage it? To keep investigators looking in a different direction, maybe? I mean, I could see that. But, yeah. It's a little strange. Yeah, what was it again? It was her mattress. Like, that normally happens in, again, homicide investigations, SA investigations too, especially of a child. They often burn mattresses because of, bodily fluids and things like that. Clothing, Halloween costume, and family photos. What, were you hoping if you burn the photos, she magically, isn't a real person? This isn't some sort of Harry Potter type situation. The warrants say a carpet from the home's upstairs upstairs spare bedroom was also burned. It's very odd. And it's hard to know who's telling the truth and who isn't. Is the stepfather, was he involved with some sort of SA allegation against the daughter? Is that why the mum freaked out and got her out of the country? Because she figured out that the stepfather was SAing her. Is that what was going, like, that makes a lot of sense to me. That's maybe why the mother wanted to hide her. That does, lend something to that theory. But yeah, very strange. It's a lot of things to burn that are related to your missing daughter that, maybe a family would like to keep from a child who can't be found. So yeah, these search warrants and other warrant documents are very odd. Yeah, so filed in January 2023, this investigation involves the believed SA of a minor child victim. So investigators really did think that. And then they say here, however, a 2023 NBC report found child predators also use Discord to groom victims and trade SA material. Very confusing.
Welcome back. We want to get back out to that breaking news we told you about earlier in South.
Go away. There we go. All right. I don't know what to tell you except for Madalina has not been found, and authorities believe she's out there somewhere in Moldova. She's overseas. She's not in America. Yeah, actually, who is saying that? It came from warrants from authorities, so I don't know. I don't know if they witnessed it, whether a witness told them. It just came from documents, so I don't know. Yeah. Newly obtained search warrants connected to the disappearance of Madalina Cojocari reveal, at least early on, no, we know that bit. Further warrants also unveiled more information about what investigators found as they began digging. They say the warrants obtained by WCNC Charlotte also reveal that in the days after Madalina Cojocari was last seen, her mattress, clothing, Halloween costume, and family photos were burned in a fire pit outside a Cornelius home. The warrant says a carpet from the home's upstairs spare bedroom was also burned, but it doesn't say who told them that or how they know that. But they did say here, Christopher Palmita said during his trial that he had witnessed Diana burning things more often during that time period. So I don't know if it came from him or they witnessed it, a neighbor saw it, don't know. It doesn't tell us. Yeah. It does not tell us at all. Yeah, let me look up Diana Cojocari. So maybe we can go to a different site. Yeah, let's listen to this one.
6 o'clock, we're digging into never-before-seen search warrants related to Madalina Cojocari's disappearance. They show Cornelius police seized multiple phones and got a search warrant for a social media account that they believe belonged to Madalina. They also show that investigators found a fire pit with Madalina's clothing, mattress, Halloween costume, and family photos all burned. Allegedly, Christopher Palmiter, Madalina's stepfather, told investigators those items were burned between November 23rd and December 10th of 2022. That's important because Madalina was last seen on November 23rd. She wasn't reported missing for weeks on December 15th. So far, Palmiter and Madalina's mother, Diana, have only been charged with failing to report the girl missing. Diana pleaded guilty. A jury found Palmiter guilty. There's a $25,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in Madalina's disappearance.
All right. At least that particular video says the father told them. Well, not the father. The stepfather told them. Marlene said, wait, is it her child? Why all the guessing? Would she not need a passport to travel the daughter? She transferred $4,000 to someone in Moldova. It's not inconceivable that she may have got forged travel documents, an old passport. Who knows? Like, there are ways to travel around the world on fake documents. It does happen, and people have done it. So it's hard to know. Let me see. Yeah, so I don't know, and I don't know what that money's for either. So she transferred $4,000, but they're not saying exactly what that money was. It could be to look after Madalina until she could get to Moldova. Like, that would make, some sense as well. That she had to pay someone to look after the child until she could make her way there, as, to meet her. All right, so we're gonna move on. I don't have too much more about that. When I do, I'll tell you. I will tell you. All right. Yeah, I'm just loading up a new story. We've got a few. Yeah, and if I can get to them, I will. Good work, Ping. What's this one? No, that's a different one. Actually, I've been researching this. This is very interesting to me. The Atlantic City prostitute killings. These were 4 women who were found dead behind an hourly motel. Like one of those ones where prostitutes would use them for small periods of times with a John. Yeah. So these 4 women were found dead out the back in a small bit of water, like a channel of water. And they were all facing the same direction, but they were quite a distance apart from each other. And they call this one the eastbound strangler. This is what they call the eastbound strangler. And to this day, they don't know who committed these murders. It's very unfortunate. I've been researching this. We may do a show very soon on these 4 women, and how it doesn't really relate to Rex Heumann, but people over the years have tried to connect them. But police have said a few times that they don't believe there is a connection between these 4 women and Rex Heumann. So, but yeah, we can do that another time. Right. That's what I don't get either. Just tell the cops where she is. I mean, all right. Nope, that's not it. Apparently we can't find the stories. Why can't we find them? Ping's browser is not being friendly today. All right. Here we go. Oh, also, by the way, I can't believe I didn't remember to show you guys the January designs for the hoodies, by the way. So this is January's one. There's 2 different ones the person can choose from. Both octopus themed, since I use that as a descriptor quite often. But these are the new ones. Here's the actual designs that I made. I figure this purple one's going to be pretty popular. It's a pretty cool design. And then next month, where is it? Give me 1 second. Next month, I'm working on one that may have glow-in-the-dark paint on it. So I'm trying to find a place that'll do it, and it'll have this stuff on it. Why won't that bring it up? That's so weird. Hold on, all files? Oh, okay. I don't know why it won't do that. All right, hold on one second, ladies and gents. Ladies and gents, hold on. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. Upload here. Okay. Yeah, so I'm trying to find a place that'll use UV reactive paint or ink for a very special Valentine's Day artwork that I'm doing. So during the day, it'll look like one picture, and if you go under the UV light, it'll have a completely different sort of different meaning / different photo, picture, words. So it's a really cool color. I really like that. So the next one may have some UV injected into it. So that'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, all right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So this guy you see here, we spoke about this last year. He is the man who walked into that Taylor Swift themed dance class in England and attacked those little girls. Do you remember that? Well, he's been sentenced to 52 years in prison for that crime, which sparked a whole bunch of riots and unrest across the UK. Like there were people rioting in the street and beating up police, and like people were very mad when this happened, and it went on for weeks and weeks and weeks. Yeah, so let me grab you. So there's a court sketch of him in court. Let me see here if I can grab this. Yeah, Axel is his name. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name. That's not what we want. All right, let's go to Sky News very, very briefly.
This is Axel Ruda-Cabana on July the 29th on his way to carry out a knife attack on a class full of young girls. At the bus stop, he paces up and down while phoning for a taxi. On that 5-mile journey, he's silent until the very end. When he checks, he's at the right address. After he refused to pay, the taxi dash cam records him approaching the door of the dance studio, looking to find his way in. We know what happened next. Inside, 26 girls were enjoying a Taylor Swift dance event at the start of the summer holidays, an event that had sold out. The girls were at a table making friendship bracelets when, without a word, Ruda-Cabana entered and grabbed the child nearest to him. He then moved on to a second and a third, lunging at them. Leanne Lucas, who was running the class that day, said she only realized what was happening when she felt a knife go into her back. Some people left the courtroom because the details of what happened here that day were so graphic. The court was played CCTV footage in which the screams of children can be heard. Leanne Lucas is seen trying to usher them to safety. One child tries to leave the building, but is pulled back in by Ruda-Cabana. She was one of the injured. Deanna here, KC, said the injuries sustained by 2 of the children who died could only be described as sadistic in nature. B.B. King, Elsie Stancombe, and Alice Aguiar died in the attack. 8 other girls were injured. The court heard Ruda-Cabana's only intention that day was to kill. After he was arrested, he told police, "It's a good thing those children are dead. I'm so glad. I'm so happy." Among the weapons at his home, police found a second knife, identical to the one used in the attack. They also found evidence of his obsession with violence. In the dock, Ruda-Cabana began shouting that he was ill and needed to see a paramedic. With the family
Oh, you need to see a paramedic when they're giving you a bird's eye view of your own handiwork, and everyone is watching with very stern eyes on you in the court, and suddenly you need a paramedic. What's with these people who take other people's lives and then end up in court and can't handle the court process? It's like they don't want to be held responsible for their crimes. It is it is shows you what type of people they are. Like you're such a big man that you can go into this place and kill all these children, but you can't sit into a court and listen to what your actions have done to these children and the after effects of it. I mean, that shows you what a weak human you are. It shows you exactly what you're made of, which is just literally piss. You are fucking made of piss. Nalana says once again, why? I know, innocent children. Yeah, he's just a the only words I have are swear words for the rest of the descriptors, so I can't use them. Wendy R says, my girls always call Valentine's Day Singles Awareness Day. That's pretty funny. He definitely is that, Robbie T. He definitely is that. You know, to then try and, tell the cops, oh, it's good those young girls are dead. We might say the same about you should you die in prison because we didn't get a paramedic for you. We'll be like, oh, it's good that guy's dead. Yeah, I'm sure your family would love that. You know, he is treated with more respect than he gave to his victims. Like, and he uses it all to his advantage during court. Oh, I need a paramedic and this and that. I don't remember you seeing or giving any of this consideration to the girls that you took a knife to. Girls that were just trying to have a fun day dancing to Taylor Swift, trying to learn routines that she does in her music videos. They should have been having a very innocent day, having a great fun, with other little girls. It's ridiculous. And, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from this guy. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that he's like sick or whatever. Ain't no one give any crap. And no one cares. No one cares. You could be like, my head fell off, and everyone would be like, all right, great, have fun with that. Like, no one cares. Enjoy your 52 years in prison, where we all hope you are never released. Because, like, it wasn't just the crimes on those little girls, which is awful as it is. He destabilized half of the communities across the UK with his actions. There was already a simmering tension across the UK due to other events, and this one just tipped it over the edge. And I remember showing you some of the footage of the riots. It was dangerous to be out there. Cops got injured. Protesters got injured. A couple people died. It's bonkers, really. Yeah, he definitely has the crazy eyes. Ain't no one think that's sexy. Ain't no one going to be your lovebird in jail with that photo. I'm telling you. Let's see. I did have it. I had all the information. I promise. Hold on, guys. Actually, give me one sec. Ringo, hey Ringo. How did this clown get the option for parole and not life without parole? Gotta be kidding. I did read something that said they do believe he'll die in jail, and they don't believe he'll ever have the opportunity for parole. That his crime is so heinous that even if he ever went before a parole board, that they wouldn't grant it. But that's not a given, and I agree. It should have been life in jail with no possibility of parole. You commit these type of acts, you got to take the punishment that comes with it. And if the punishment is either DP, like in America, or life in prison, like in the UK, then that's the chances and the roll of the dice that you took. He's 18 years old, according to the document I have here. 18. I don't care. I don't care if you're 14. You commit these type of crimes, you eat the punishment that's given to you. He'll be 70 by the time, should he, on some miracle chance, get out on his first time for parole in front of the parole board. He'll be 70 years old. So I suspect he'll die in prison. He'll probably die in prison. He'll never see the light of day again. Wendy R says he'll meet with an unforeseen accident. Oh, he will be targeted heavily in prison. 100%. They'll have to put him in protection. Hopefully they don't, but the authorities are very soft. And they'll just be like, oh, we got to protect them for their own benefit. No, just let them fight it out. That's why they're in there. Who cares what they do to each other? You know, like these people that are in there for like their entire lives. If they want to take each other out and lessen the tax bill, go for it. It's sort of like, you know, the police are like, yeah, so a underworld figure assassinated another underworld figure. And they're like, well, are you going to try and find the person who did this? And they're like, yeah, not really. They're like, you know, sort of like made our job easier. Like, you know, we're not going to put too much effort into this investigation. Happens all the time. Blaze says, did he give any reason for this, or was he mentally insane? I don't know. Do you have to give a reason to go do this type of action? I don't remember seeing a reason given. Hold on. I don't remember seeing that. Just that he wanted to do it. Hold on. I've got too many links open. Sorry. My panel just looks like all these tiny little tabs, and it's making it very difficult to find the one we were just on. I really need to get a better organizer, because I have to go through all these individually to find out where we were. No? Okay. I don't know what's going on today, guys. We're having a... Ping apparently can't figure anything out. What is going on here? Did I close it by accident? Okay, maybe I did. All right, let me grab this. Let me get a different one for you. All right, let's go back to Sky News. They say Southport child killer Axel jailed for life with minimum 52 years. Judge says killings caused shock and revulsion to the whole nation, and that he would have killed all 26 children if he was able to. I believe it. I believe that would probably be. Then why did you give him 52 years? They say the Southport murderer has been jailed for a minimum of 52 years, with the judge saying it is highly likely he will never be released. They say the 18-year-old pled guilty to murdering the six children. Yeah, three children at the Taylor Swift dance class. Actually, there's some footage here. Let's watch this. This is him approaching the... Must be him. Yeah, approaching that business. CCTV shows the Southport killer in the hours leading up to the attack. Okay. There you go. Walking to a bus stop. It's, you know, you wonder what causes someone to walk into a dance studio and murder these children. They say he was referred 3 times. He referred 3 times to the government's anti-extremism. What was that? Anti-extremism program. So he must have triggered something at his school where they thought he was at risk of radicalization, and he got put into a program for people who express this type of sympathizer thoughts and behaviors in a school setting.
We cash it card, mate. Number 34A, yeah. We cash your card, mate. We cash your card, mate.
And then he arrives at the dance studio. He knocked on the door. And then he went in that side. Jeez. They say police released pictures of weapons found at his home address, including that machete or knife. A plastic tub containing the poison ricin was also found in his home. And this is a photo of the knife he used in the attack. Love to know why he didn't want to pay that cab driver. Hold on. Glitter says, sorry guys, I'm still here, I'm listening. Oh, he was put in what? You have to explain what I said. 17. He was put into a program. So in the UK, they started a program for people, mostly youth offenders, who express like a mindset of radicalization, and it's to stop them before it happens. It's supposed to be so these guys don't grow up and get into a lone wolf attack or some sort of like 7/7 London bombing, that type of thing. And it was a program brought in after that to try and it's basically intel gathering for the authorities. They target them young and they keep an eye on them. So I don't know why he somehow was able to still do this, but he was in that program and referred to it several times. Sean said the taxi driver could have inadvertently stopped it by chasing him for not paying. I know, right? But let's not blame him. You know, he didn't know he was going to do that. So, Marlene said, "Tell me no one knew." Oh, someone knew that guy was crackers for sure. Someone knew that guy, you know, instead of brains, had a box full of crackers in his head. I'm sure that there was people around. Like, I mean, he got referred to that program. There were people that saw that this kid was troubled or being influenced by someone. All right, let me go here. He is definitely crackers, though. All right, Axel. I don't think I can show that. It's a shame. There's some channels we can't use due to, you know, legal reasons. Yeah, it says Southport attacker. Yeah, we know that. There's the three little girls, by the way. Elsie, BB, and Alice. These are the three little girls who met a very awful end, you know, very awful end of their life. Very short lives. They saying here, the judge described it as a ferocious and sadistic knife rampage. The 18-year-old refused to appear in the dock as the judge said he would probably never be released and he'll be in custody for all of his life for the savage murder of 3 young girls and attempted murder of 8 others, as well as the 2 adults who tried to save the children. It can now be revealed that 2 years before the Southport attack, Axel's parents had called police 4 times in 6 months asking for help. On one of those occasions, he was caught carrying a blade on a bus, but officers did not detain him and instead took him home and told his mother to keep knives out of his reach. Oh, that's not great. They say the full horror of his 12-minute attack was laid bare at the Liverpool Crown Court on Thursday when it emerged that some of his victims had been stabbed dozens of times and with such force that it broke their bones. They say he chased some of the girls as they fled in terror. The 3 girls, Bibi, Elsie, and Alice, suffered unsurvivable injuries. The attack on 2 of them could only be described as sadistic. They say during sentencing, the judge sentenced him with a minimum term of 52 years. Yep. The longest jail term ever given to someone of his age. The judge said the triple killer would only be released if a parole board believed he is no longer a threat to the public, but he added it is likely he'll never be released and will be in custody for all of his life. And they're saying he could not be sentenced to a whole life order, meaning he would never be released from prison because he was 9 days short of his 18th birthday when he carried out the attack in Southport on the 29th of July last year. That is ridiculous. That needs to be changed. That is just a joke. In the USA, we've seen it. They can charge you as an adult and put you through the system for murder charges, even if you're like 15. That's exactly what should have happened here. They should have processed him as if he was an adult. Too much pandering to the freaking perpetrator and not enough protecting the victims or giving the sentencing that the victims' families should have. Now these families and their descendants have to live for the next 5.5, 6 decades wondering, will he ever get out, even as an old man? And that is not fair to them. If he deserves a whole life order, then he deserves a whole life order. It doesn't matter what that law says. That needs to be corrected. It's ridiculous. You're now like, what would you have done? Like if you go back and think to in the 90s for James Bulger, remember that? Those kids, they were only in custody, I can't remember, it wasn't that long. And now, still today, one of them has gone on to live a fairly decent, quiet life. He was always believed to be the one that was just trailing along with the other. The other kid is now a grown man and can't keep himself out of prison. He's blown his secret identity like 50 times. He's been caught with child CSAM material. He's done all sorts of stuff to break his conditions of release, and he actually got thrown back in jail for, I think he's might be still there, but that's someone who probably should have been kept in jail for the rest of their life. They say the sentencing, where about 40 victims of the relatives had gathered, was twice loudly interrupted by the defendant, pleading for medical assistance. He says, "My chest is hurting. I need to speak to a paramedic." You're lucky your face isn't hurting because the victims' families aren't punching you in it. I wouldn't care. They say before interrupting the judge as he tried to proceed, don't continue, don't continue, don't continue. You are just a drama queen trying to steal attention during your own sentencing. Ain't no one care. Ain't no one care. You go to your hole and stay there for the next 60 years. They say in court, family members of the victims were in tears as a shocking attack was relayed in full. CCTV footage played in court showed the young girl screaming and running from the dance studio seconds after he entered at 11:45 a.m., just 15 minutes before the girls were due to be collected by their parents. The 26 girls were gathered around a table making bracelets when he appeared in the doorway, hooded and holding a 20-centimeter knife. Body-worn footage recorded by police showed the chaotic scenes as officers rushed into the blood-stained building where Axel was seen crouching over the body of one little girl. One officer is heard to say, "She's dead," and another yells, "Jesus," as others screamed around them. Moments later, officers found one of the dance teachers, Heidi Little, who had locked herself in a toilet with one of the girls. They were escorted from the building crying with fear and relief. In a statement read to the court, the girl's mother described how time stood still as she arrived to collect her to realize she was still inside with the knifeman. Terrified, she rang her parents telling them their granddaughter had been killed, only to later find her inside alive. She says they suffer flashbacks, adding that her hair had fallen out due to the trauma of what happened that day. They say several relatives of the victims left the courtroom, some in tears, before the detailing of the horrifying pathological evidence of the girl's injuries, which the Guardian has chosen not to publish. Yeah, I don't think anyone needs to know the forensic detail of this one. They're chilled like little girls. You don't need to know how deep that knife wound was, or what bone it cut through, or anything like that. I don't think anyone needs to read that. They're saying here, according to the evidence, Axel had boasted of his attack shortly after being arrested, saying, "I'm so glad those kids are dead. It makes me happy." We could say the same about you, Axel. If someone shot you, I think everyone would be like, "It makes us happy. We could repay the favor to you." I'm sure I'm sure someone might do that. They're saying here this was one of a number unsolicited comments recorded on CCTV footage or noted down at the time. He was also heard to say, "So happy, 6 years old. It's a good thing they are dead, yeah. I don't care. I'm feeling neutral." Yeah, we're all feeling very neutral about you too. Oh, no, sorry, that's the wrong word. We all feel like you should just die in jail. Police believe he may have copied the stabbing methods used in the Southport attack from an Al-Qaeda training manual he admitted to possessing. He also believed to have used it in an attempt to make ricin. A chemical weapons expert concluded that the ricin found in his bedroom was actively poisonous, but there was no evidence it was ever used. He had bought enough castor beans, the ingredient used to make the toxin, to produce up to 12,000 lethal inhalations. He had completed the process of distilling it, according to the court. Far out. The next attack may have been even worse. It may have been something like 7/7, the London bombings. They're saying here a public inquiry will examine the missed opportunities to stop him, who had been referred 3 times to Prevent, the government anti-extremism program, which did not believe he posed a threat. I think you got to review your what is a threat, little checklist. I think maybe you screwed up here. They're saying they accepted the prosecution's evidence that there was no evidence of a terrorism motive. No, except for the Al-Qaeda, the friggin' ricin, and walking into a dance studio and killing a bunch of little girls. No, nothing terrorism related here. But said that the debate over whether it was terrorism or not missed the point. I'm not sure on that. They said, in my judgment, his culpability for this level of violence is equivalent to terrorism matters, whatever the motive. The judge said some would describe the teenager's actions as evil, and that on any view, it was most extreme, shocking, and a serious crime. It was such extreme violence of utmost and exceptionally high seriousness that it is difficult to comprehend why it was done, adding that Axel was determined to cause maximum suffering and cause profound and permanent harm to the families and the wider Southport community. Had he been able to, he would have killed each and every one of the little girls, all 26 of them, as well as any adult that got in his way. According to his own barrister, they said there was little mitigation he could offer for offences of such wickedness. Yeah, no, duh. That defense attorney must be like, I don't want to be here right now. Who gave me this particular case? Can I just go home? Can I recuse myself? I just want to leave. I don't want to give this guy any help. They said the teenager exhibited a startling lack of empathy. Yeah, we call that a sociopath. And had 5 years struggled with difficulties with social communication and interacting in line with his diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. That's not fair to other people who are autistic. You can't, like, by mentioning it in this article, you are actually throwing shade and harming other people with autism by giving this guy that label and saying it's part of his offending. you're actually harming those other people, because now everyone's going to think, oh, if you have autism, you might run into a, dance studio and stab a bunch of children. It's harmful, and I think that should have been left in his medical file and not broadcast to the world. No one needs to know that. It didn't attribute to any of his offending, so it should have been left in his medical file. And yeah, if I was someone with autism, I'd be very mad that they are trying to associate this offending with his autism spectrum disorder, because it's not an explanation for his offending. It might go to explain some of his actions or mannerisms, but it doesn't explain why he did this or why he felt the need to commit such a heinous crime against children. It might explain some of the weird, odd things he did, or things that we wouldn't consider normal, but not the crime itself. They say after the hearing, Elsie's family thanked emergency services who responded to the incident. They say, we are so thankful for their bravery, compassion, and strength, which should serve as an inspiration to everyone. I agree. The emergency services who rocked up that day are heroes. They had to walk into a very dangerous situation, and I can't imagine what it would have to be like to walk into that place, not know quite where the threat is, but see the damage everywhere, like the little girl's very injured. That will stay with them for a lifetime. And I wouldn't be surprised if they keep, unfortunately being first responders. Sean said they didn't want to stir up further riots by labeling it terrorism like our government. Yeah, all right. Sometimes riots just need to happen sometimes. Thanks, Patty. What society tolerates, they get more of. That's right. Jeanette says, my daughter has autism and stood up to defend her bully when she saw someone picking on her. It's not a get out of jail free card. Exactly. It's not an explanation of why he killed the little girls. It might be an explanation for some of his mannerisms, or why he's X, Y, and Z. But autism doesn't make you walk into a gym and commit this type of heinous crime that they described as one of the most, historical type offenses for someone that was that age, just shy of 18, to the point where they're trying to keep them in jail until they're 70 or more. So that is very unfair to autistic people. Blaze says, if he keeps saying stuff like that, he'll most likely meet someone in prison who hates men, who kills little girls. The ricin makes me think he just wanted attention. Maybe. Sean said they didn't want to stir up. Yep. All right. No fixing people like that. I agree with you. Hey, Edget, how are you? Good to see you. They didn't have guns to shoot him, I guess. Yeah, UK cops don't carry guns, right? They just have batons. Although I think their targeted police do have weapons. So like their special operations group, they do have guns. It's just the street police that don't have weapons, I think. But if you called in like the SOG, they do. All right. So good. 52 years. Happy to hear it. Let me see. We had a different story I wanted to talk to you about. Yes. This. So my nice friend Betty C, who's in the chat, told me there was an update locally on Raina Dunlap. And she's the lady we talked about the other day that was found dead in a vacant house in Cleveland, Ohio. According to this, they spoke to authorities, and it says here that they believe this incident to be an overdose, but they're waiting on the medical examiner to make the final determination on what this actually is and whether there is any case to investigate or not. But how do you explain that she didn't have any personal belongings? No mobile phone, no purse, no wallet, no ID. Where are all those items? because they weren't found in the house where she was found dead. So where are her mobile phone and where is her ID? Where's her purse? Where's her whatever? It is a little weird. Even if it is an overdose, where's the rest of her stuff? So her family believes that something bad happened to her, and they believe that there's more to the story than just an overdose. Like the overdose might be true, but there may be more to it than just a plain old overdose. It does sound like that, yeah. Wendy R said, if it's an overdose, what makes him think someone else was not involved? Well, we don't know. We have to wait for that final report from the ME. I haven't seen it yet, but when I do, I'll bring it to you. That's what I told Betty C. I told Betty C that in an email. I was like, hey, there's some weird people out there, Betty C. I'm like, there's people who will rob bodies of valuables because they're so down on their luck or they're drug addicts or whatever, and they will take people's personal items even after they die. So, but it is a possibility, you're right. Marlene says more like a dumping. Yeah, it is. That's what it feels like. Because it's a weird place. She had a home. She had a place to go. So why did she end up in an abandoned property? It's it doesn't make any sense really. Here, let me try and grab this for you. Hold on, guys. There's a video playing in the background. I just want to kill it. Hold on. All right, I think we're good. Actually, I can still hear it, guys. Sorry, hold on. All right, no, I can't figure it out. I can't find it. All right. That's okay. All right, let's go here. So, according to this story from the Australian, actually, we've got two links here. They're saying a man has admitted to killing his wife in a Facebook post. I don't know how we missed this the other day. Oh, I didn't bring it up. That's okay. I'll play the video.
Woman with deadly injuries and a man with what appears to be a self-inflicted injury, also deadly.
Yeah, let me play it better. Yeah, so it says here, a North Carolina man last week shot his wife to death before turning the gun on himself and left a message on Facebook, apparently between the two shootings, admitting to what he'd done. According to the local PD, it responded to a call about gunshots just after 6 p.m. All right, hold on, guys. Bloody hell. Sorry about that. Apparently Amazon likes to deliver at weird times too. I have to go out and get it soon. They're saying here, Phoenix Likes 20 was arrested on Monday and booked into the local jail. Yeah, I'm probably going to mispronounce his town name because that's what I like to do on this channel. I like to mispronounce town names. That's not it. Sorry, guys. That bloody people ringing my doorbell has made me lose my place for the 50th time in the last 10 minutes. Hold on, guys. What a great organized show, Ping. You are a pro at this. This is why people come to this channel, for lots of you searching around for everything. All right, come on. All right, here we go. Let me find a better link for it. Yeah, so they're saying the North Carolina man had left a message on Facebook. Yep, we read that. They say the local police department said it responded to call about a gunshots just after 6 p.m. on Sunday and found Kathleen Lesniak, 59, and George, 63, dead from gunshot wounds. George, the department said, appeared to have sustained a self-inflicted injury. I mean, that seems like a very brazen thing to do, right? To go onto your Facebook and admit to killing your wife. Here's a photo of them right here. This is George and Kathleen. Yeah, let me get out of this. They say get out. They say a North Carolina man fatally shot his wife and confessed to the crime in a chilling Facebook post before shooting himself, according to the New York Post. The case has garnered attention due to the now deleted Facebook post in which George admitted to killing his wife. Writing in the ADAS support group, a forum for technicians specializing in advanced driver assistance systems, he said, "My wife admitted to cheating on me, so I killed her. I'm about to kill myself." He also urged group members to determine the platform's future without him. According to the local PD, 63-year-old George and his wife, Kathleen, 59, were found in their 5-bedroom home just after 6 p.m. on January 18th. And that, George died of a self-inflicted injury. The tragic events unfolded in the residence 18 miles southwest of Raleigh. They say the post was reportedly published about 6 p.m. just before the cops got there, 3 minutes before police were called to the house on Highwater Place. Police are treating the case as a murder-suicide, though the investigation is ongoing due to complex nature of the incident. Officials reassured the public there was no ongoing threat and called for the community to keep the family in their thoughts. George and Kathleen had been married for over 34 years. Kathleen, a technical production manager, worked with Advanced Auto Parts, while George, an Illinois native and graduate of Lincoln Technical Institute, had most recently served as the vice president of training at a New York-based Autel Automotive Intelligence, USA. He had worked remotely with the company for over 5 years before leaving in September 2024. They say Autel Automotive expressed its sorrow over the tragedy, stating, "We are deeply saddened by the tragic events that occurred at the family residence on January 18th. We at Autel express our heartfelt condolences to the Lesniak family and friends." I mean, that is brazen, right? My wife admitted to cheating on me, so I killed her. I'm about to kill myself. Let me see if I can find that post. No. Good work, Google. Google just showed me a message like saying, help is available today. Speak with someone who cares. No, I don't need someone who cares. I need the thing for this. I don't need to speak to a counselor. I need to know more about George Lesniak. That's all I need to know. I don't need to speak to a crisis counselor. I'm good. I'm good. Get out of my life, Google.
Here, you can see here is an active investigation underway. I've counted about 10 or so police cars on the scene here, and I've seen officers walking out of the home carrying what could be evidence. So this is the 800 block of Highwater Place here in Fuquay Varina. Police say they initially responded to reports of someone being shot. When they arrived, they found 2 people deceased. So that's 59-year-old Kathleen Lesniak and 63-year-old George Lesniak. Police, have not confirmed the relationship status between the two, but Kathleen's social media account says the two were married. Police say there is no threat to the community at this time, but they are not giving clear details around who shot Kathleen Lesniak. They're only saying George shot himself. So obviously a devastating situation as police continue their investigation here in Fuquay Varina.
True.
Too cold to be out there with some paint, right? And
No
your
kidding.
gloves on.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed in that beautiful picture, there were icicles hanging from it too. We don't see
Oh.
icicles very much around here
Yeah.
because it doesn't stay below freezing.
All right. So there we go. They say a man and woman were found dead at... I don't even know how to pronounce his name. The other one is Varina. Or, yeah, Varina. I don't know how to pronounce this. Fuki? I don't know. You guys, someone from the local area is going to have to tell me. They say, according to the PD officers responded. They said there's no threat to the public, and the incident remains under investigation. Brutal. My wife cheated on me, so I'm going to kill her. I don't know how to say that. Apparently, according to Law and Crime, the group is now private, and that they're not accepting any more, members, or they're not going to keep it running in the, aftermath of this. There's a photo of them too, by the way. That's Kathleen and George. They say the North Carolina couple... Okay. The North Carolina couple married for 34 years are found dead. Yeah, we know that. In a police release posted to the Facebook page, they stated that they found it from a shots fired call. I really wish I could see that actual post from him. My wife admitted to cheating on me, so I killed him. But yeah, he had apparently in a message to the rest of the group, figure this group out for yourselves. He's sort of like, I've got bigger problems to worry about than you guys. They say Kathleen's Facebook page was made private. Her husband's showed an update from December, a photo of the couple passionately kissing on the dance floor. I don't know if she was doing that, buddy, especially if she was cheating on you. I don't know if it was that passionately. They say the New York Post reported George was the vice president of Autel. Yeah. Police called the case deeply tragic and complex, and they stated that while there was no ongoing threats to the community, a thorough investigation was going to be conducted into the couple's death. They have not formally ruled the deaths as a murder S-word as of yet, but believe it to be one. So we would have to wait and see. That is a real horrible thing to say. Hey, Shelley. How are you? From Nova Scotia. Hey, my friend. How are you? -12 Celsius. Oh, my God. My nuts would be freezing. I hope your nuts are toasty warm, my friend. If you have any, I don't think you do, but I suggest that you're probably still just as cold. Wendy R says, yeah, he made this statement without her side of the story. Who knows if she was cheating? Who knows if that was like a just a thing to make the crime? Do you know what I mean? Just an excuse to shoot her. Pretty brutal. Blaze said it's very sad. How about divorcing instead of killing? Go find a hot yoga teacher. Like, why do you care about her? If she don't want you no more, Go get a 35-year-old yoga instructor. You can do that, and you can have some fun. You don't need to keep going with the old wife if she doesn't want you no more. And she'll be so pissed if you do get with a yoga instructor. She'll be so mad. That'll be a way better payback than shooting her. I don't think you should do that. Yep, just get a divorce or get a yoga instructor. One or the other. Yeah, it is. To shoot her like that is just, I don't get it. I don't get what that solves for anyone except for control. It's control. He ended her life and then ended his own on his own terms, right? But not her. She didn't get that opportunity because he killed her. So it tells me that this guy was always a bit of a control freak. Always. Because that's why they do stuff like this. Wendy R said no one else would want to be with this old cretin. That's maybe true. That is probably true. But hey, we can all dream of 35-year-old yoga instructors. Don't take away our dream from us. Don't do it. All right. So this story is a little weird, okay? I saw this today. I'm not going to read a bunch about it, but I am going to just show you his face. His name is Phoenix. His name is Phoenix Likes. That's got to be a fake name or a changed name at the government office. They say the 20-year-old, is it, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Hold on. We've done this county before and we did a big case out of here last year. Sometimes Ping can't get his pronunciation. What? Oh, it's, yeah. Pleb, I can't pronounce it. You know the county, you can see it on the screen. Ping's having one of those moments where I can't pronounce the word that I want to say in my head. This guy, look at the charges on the screen. What's wrong with some people in the world? Like, for real. Like, why would you do such a thing? The 20-year-old was arrested in connection of the essay of at least 3 children and several dogs. Children and dogs. The sheriff's office said Phoenix is facing 3 counts of sexual exploitation of a child and 3 counts of essay on a child and animal cruelty. They say the county sheriff's internet crimes against children detectives received a tip about him after an alleged connection to CSAM material. The sheriff's office then conducted a year-long investigation on him. At his home, deputies said they found digital evidence of CSAM material, conversations of him. Oh. Yeah. Conversations of him assaulting 2 minors, and that word that means you do sexual acts with animals. I can't say the word, unfortunately. It's a banned word on YouTube. But that word that's highlighted right here, I can't say it, unfortunately. They say deputies said Phoenix reportedly admitted the essay on the children and the sexual acts with several dogs to detectives. Detectives then learned of a 3rd child who was a victim. He was booked into the... I'm in my head now. It's I can't do it. Into the county jail. I can't do it. You know when you get like a word stuck in your head? And no matter what you do, you can't make your mouth make the words that you're supposed to do. You can't make the sounds for this specific town. It's like I've run out of town names today. I had so many credits to announce, so many American town names, and I've just run out. I don't have any more in me for today. It's in Colorado, though, if that helps. Let me see if I can find anything from the local PD on this guy. Yeah, Fox 21, 3 hours ago. No, that's not a good one. I was hoping we might have had one we could watch an update from the sheriff on, but Fox 21 Colorado? No, that although they did arrest a Fountain Police Department detective. Is he a detective? No. He just looks like one. Okay. No, that's a different case. Okay, let's go. KKTV, we could have a look. No, that's a different, is that a different case? On Tuesday around 3, no, it's a different guy. 64-year-old Jonathan Rand was arrested by Fountain Police Department for charges related to child sexual exploitation. Yeah, it's a different one. I don't know who Jonathan Rand is, but we can look it up later. I wanted to look more for this guy. Mr. Crazy Hair here. Anyway, there's his photo, and apparently he admitted the crimes to police. All of them. The children ones and the ones with the animal. And then they committed that year-long investigation to get him. I'm glad that no more children will be hurt for him, from him. I mean, ugh, yuck. All right, hold on. What is this? Colorado Springs police find more than 100 pounds of meth.
100 pounds of
What? On a traffic stop on I-25. Hold on, guys. I want to watch this.
meth are now off the streets thanks to a CSPD canine. Last Saturday, police were notified that a vehicle carrying a large amount of drugs would be coming through the area the next day. And then Sunday, officers stopped that vehicle and canine Nix found this. Nix found 107 pounds of meth in total inside 2 large bins in the truck bed. Police have not released the name of the suspect or suspects or what charges they may be facing.
And brand news.
Inez Elliott took this picture standing by her mother at least 100 years ago.
Happy birthday to you.
And here she is celebrating birthday number 108.
Aunt Rose was always smiling, quiet. She was really direct with what she said.
There we go. That is bonkers. Imagine that's your day. You're driving down the highway and the sniffer dog gets you. Good work, sniffer dog. Good work. What does they say? Colorado Springs found more than 100 pounds of, that stuff in a vehicle traveling through the Springs on I-25. According to CSPD, narcotics detectives were alerted Saturday night that a vehicle carrying... How did they know the vehicle was carrying it? They say they were notified that a vehicle carrying a large amount of meth could be traveling in the Colorado Springs area. By who? Who alerted them to this fact? They say on Sunday, officials said the vehicle was located on I-25R and contacted CSPD officers and narcotics canine. After a sniff and then a search of the vehicle, 3 large bins were located, 2 of which contained around 107 pounds of methamphetamine. Oh, that is a lot of that is a lot of Adderall. No, I'm just kidding. Look at him. Look at the good dog. He looks so proud of his work. He's like, these are not bones, but my partner's going to give me a bone after this. I don't think so. It's like trace amounts. Could have been darkened windows. Hold on, what time is it, guys? Alright. Yeah, look at all that. Imagine if that was on the streets in your town in Colorado, right? Yeah, his name's Nix, but it's NYX. Jodo says, at 20, my boss presented me with a list of things I said out loud that he banned. That sounds like what Ping should have. Words that Ping can't say. Hey, JDR, good to see you. All right. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it for tonight for our early show. I may come back on a bit later, but we'll see what happens, okay? Trisha's going to be on in about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes? Yeah. 10 minutes, give or take. Let me check one thing and then I'm going to get out of here. All right, my lovely people. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for the screw ups tonight. First half of the show went really well. Second half was a little messy. I never said I'd do everything perfectly though, okay? But it was fun to be on here earlier again tonight and see a lot of the people who I don't get to see as often because we've been doing the shows so late, around midnight Eastern. So it was really nice to see a bunch of people who can't make the late shows. That's why I did an early show tonight to come and hang out with you all. And yeah, I'll try and come back later. We'll see. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow. And have fun with Trish. What has she got on? Hold on. Let me tell you what Trisha's got coming up in about 8 minutes. Trisha's got Megan Connor, something about Laurie Daybell. So if you like Megan Connor and you like Patricia Griffith, head over to Web Sleuths and watch them. They're going to be on in about 10 minutes. So yes, very good. Hey Jeanette, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, I love you all very much. Again, if you want to enter the giveaway to win these, all you have to do is send in a donation to the link wherever it is, somewhere in the chat under here, and we draw that in the first week of Feb. Good night. Love you all. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye.